We'll get the cast to come up. Don't be shy. And you guys can pass us along and introduce yourself. Oh, just introduce yourself.
Yep.
I'm Janice Tate, and I played Mom.
I'm Lauren Maharaj, and I played Shay. Heather Tobin, filmmaker.
I'm Steve Krasnowski, I was the boom operator. And the van driver.
And Emily and Ryan.
I, Yvonne Gauthier, play Emily Abbott.
Chloe Martha, I play Callie.
And I'm Susan P. Wilson, I played Emily's grandmother.
So maybe I'll just start off asking Heather how this all came together, maybe when you started this project, leading up to now here at the festival.
Okay, it's my third feature film. So I started writing it in 2009, and we filmed it in 2010, and then it took 2 years of me cut off from society, alone in my bedroom, editing it, and then entering festivals and all the process that goes along with that. So, yeah.
And the casting process, how did you come up with all these great people?
I know, right? There's this wonderful place called the 519. You probably all, you're from Toronto, I'm used to doing this somewhere else. Anyway, so the 519, I rented out about 8 or 9 casting calls worth and just found local talented actors to be in the film.
Great, little shout out for the 519 Church Street Community Center. Maybe I'll open it up to the audience. Are there any questions out there?
When's your next
Don't all start at once.
And I'm Ryan.
Ryan Barrett.
Well, I have a question. Starting with the end of the film, that scene between Brian and Callie's character, that explosive fighting scene by the door, that's the second time I see it. It's so intense. Do you guys want to tell us a bit about that and what it was like to film that scene?
I think it was one of the first ones we did together, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So the first time you work with someone, you just start yelling at them. Gets it all out of there. But it was intense. It was intense. It was a very, but it was nice because the cast or the crew were very accommodating to just let us work it out and film it as it goes, and then just came in and what you saw there.
She said it all.
Angry, very angry.
Yeah, it was weird. There was
No, it was an interesting scene because, like, you guys did a certain amount of takes, and then with every take, Emily usually doesn't ask for more takes. She's like, okay, stop asking for takes, Heather. But she was like, no, I want another one. I can do more. And they just kept feeding off each other's energy in that scene, and it just kept getting exponentially better, I think.
a lot of yelling. Very loud.
Intense.
Pretty tired.
So from what I know, this was shot in Barrie,
Very Ontario, yeah.
That's so great.
It is.
And I'm guessing we have a mix of actors from Toronto and Barrie. Maybe how long did it take you guys to film? Did the cast? I guess any of you can answer this. Did you all get to spend time together? Did you become good buddies? Was it a long process? And did you know each other before?
It took a long time. No, it took a really long time. No, it was what's really great about working with Heather is that she's really accommodating to our schedules. And this project was especially interesting, and I have a bit of I'm not as into it as Emily was, but you had to change your hair a lot of times. And some of it was like semi-permanent washout stuff, which we could do, they could do flipping from the blonde Ryan to the brunette Ryan, but the redhead was a permanent dye, so they had to do all that at once. And Heather was just really great at working, so it did take a few months, right? Didn't it?
It was 4.
4 months, long time.
It was different than any other shoot that I've done, because normally it's all in one block, and this one was kind of, we were like doing real life and then movie.
Yeah, you go
And
back
real
and
life.
work and then go back and yeah.
Have wardrobe and hair running out of the back.
Yeah, peeling paint off everywhere for a long time.
I personally have never had this many actors at a Q&A, so I'd like to go, maybe start down there and go all the way. Everyone quickly tell everyone their take on Destiny, since that's basically the premise of the film. So if you believe in fate and destiny.
You're making me start?
And you're going to start.
Yeah, it's a my take on Destiny. I'm going with Destiny. I'm going with that. But I also think it's also one of those things where it's like it can kind of be both. I mean, that's my deep question for answer.
Well, I think Heather's concept is fascinating because we all have choice points in our lives, and we never get to go back to that choice point again to find out what would have happened. And that's why it's such a fascinating concept. I also want to say how much I love discovering that I was the comic relief. I didn't know that at the time, but delighted. And because I won't have the mic in my hand again, I'm sure. I just wanted to say that having been such a tiny part of it, and then seeing this whole thing and appreciating what a huge accomplishment Heather has achieved in doing what she's done. It's a beautiful film, isn't it? I'm just blown away, and it's huge. And everything that needs to be there is there. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Destiny. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I don't know why, but I just think destiny. I think everything happens, for a reason, and I don't think it matters sort of what paths you choose, you always end up where you're supposed to end up.
Yes, I don't.
It's destiny.
Yeah, I don't like to take that much responsibility for what's happening in my life right now. So I do like to say that you can plan all you want, but the universe will unfold as it may. So deadlines don't get met. That's all right. And I'm more of the idea that anything can happen around you, but you can decide how you're going to feel about it. That's about how I feel.
I don't know. I think there's such thing as fate. I think some things are predetermined, but I think that you also have some sort of say in what happens to your life. All right, next.
I just did the sound, but I majorly think that after seeing this film today that we can all relate to that there's no one road of acceptance. Especially this crowd, it's sometimes hard to deal with the point of acceptance, and you sometimes feel like you're on two different tracks with a one-track mind. So you always got to remember to just keep your life open and roll with punches, and if you meet that one person in a coffee shop, go with it. Yeah, there you go. Destiny.
Okay, I do not believe in fate or destiny. Which sounds a little pessimistic, but it's not, because I think, unfortunately I think when you do stupid shit, it's just stupid shit that you did, and you can't really pass it off and say, well, it was meant to be that way, because, it wasn't. You're in charge of your own choices and your own actions, and but that's positive because you have the ability to make your own future in that sense. So no, I don't believe in destiny, but I do think it's a beautiful idea for a film. And I think the idea of soulmates and destiny and fate is a nice concept. And I wanted to leave the movie with the film, I wanted to leave it up to the audience's interpretation. So that's why I did have a character that did feel like a toy with fate in all three realities. And you can take from it what you will, if you believe in it or not. But that's why I had it that way. Yes.
Oh, I got the mic. I was not prepared for destiny. So I think it depends on the day for me. Depends on what's going on, depends on my mood. But I'm not copying you when I say that I'm one of those people that really believe that, like, you kind of go through life rolling with the punches, sort of making your own choices. And I really do believe in what Ryan said in the script. Like, hard work means everything. At least to me, and that's just how I've experienced it. I mean, I'm young, it might change. But, yeah.
Well, I've had the longest to think about it. So I should think of something really profound and intelligent. But all I can think about is shit happens. It does. I'll deal with it.
I think that's a great way to end the night.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming out and supporting queer film, and thank you so much for coming for the screening. And one more thing.
I'd just like to say, if you could add the Facebook page, that would mean a lot to me. There's no money in my production company, so any word of mouth exposure if you enjoyed your day, and hopefully that's why you stood and waited to hear us talk. If you enjoyed the film, just any help promoting would be wonderful. And it's Route of Acceptance Facebook. So thank you all for coming very, very much.